Welcome. This is David Boles, Human Meme. Today's topic, fighting back against identity theft. The other day, I received an email from my online brokerage account thanking me for changing my email address. What? Now, we had recently moved, and I'd updated our physical street address, but I hadn't changed my email address recently, I didn't think. So I immediately logged into my online account and was horrified to discover someone had been inside my account and made surreptitious and clever changes to my account that I would not have likely noticed until after the theft, after it was too late. And I count myself lucky that I received that change of address email alert. But the brokerage system failed me in so many other vital ways, and that is the story I'm going to share with you today. When I logged into my account, I noticed several changes had been made. All my previous information was intact, phones, email, addresses. But there was additional information added to my account that the hackers put there. They changed my primary mailing address, they added a primary email contact that wasn't mine, and they added a primary phone number that didn't belong to me. But they didn't take anything away, they just added to what was already there. I did not call or write to those nefarious new email contact points and addresses. I just took a screenshot of it all and then tried to change the email address back to mine as the primary contact and failed. And so I next leapt on the phone and called my brokerage house to let them know of this intrusion, of this identity theft. And the brokerage fraud department shut down everything immediately and began an investigation. At first, the brokerage house thought the hackers had used my social security number to somehow reset my PIN. And I asked them, if so, then why hadn't I been alerted by their system of the PIN change? I have both SMS and email alerts set to fire on every action that goes on in my account. And I was told I received an SMS 46 minutes ago. And when I explained to the fraud department that SMS alert was actually me trying to change my email account back to my primary email address, they thought perhaps I had malware on my computer. And I know I didn't have any malware. But they wanted me to check it out anyway, so I had to call Apple, and I did a live interaction with Apple. Great people. And all was fine. And so then the fraud department thought my social security number was used somehow to reset my password, though they would not tell me why I did not receive an alert on the address changes and everything else that was added to my address in my account. I believe the recent Verizon database hack is to blame for this identity theft, though Verizon denies it. But there's no such thing as a coincidence. And when there's a breach and then a break-in, based on information found in that breach, well, then it becomes harder to deny the denial. I also believe Verizon information was then used to gain access to my online account via telephone prompts from the brokerage, that then allowed the hackers to use my social security number to reset my PIN and gain online access to my account. The hackers then opened up 2 new accounts under my main account and called it address group number 2. And that new information was there set to funnel money internally from one account to another account, their account, without alerting me when they then secondarily drained the money out of that secondary new account into their outside online account. Sort of sophisticated process, right? Filtering so you can't be discovered. So this all is sort of scary. that there are dedicated bad actors out there in the world who are also really smart and patient and stealthy. And they have a rock-solid plan of attack against you. And maybe you'll find out and maybe you won't. But none of that means there won't be another attack out there, somewhere, against you at a later time. And this is all now the world of threat that we live in. And we continue to try to survive in this scary universe without drowning in despair. And my brokerage firm actually has a sophisticated system for dealing with these sort of identity thefts. They create a rotating account number that changes in their back office every time I log in. So there's no real way to track an account number from the outside or some other login option once this feature is enabled, because it's all hidden and changing in real time. It's a neat system, and it should be the default for all accounts. But I was told most people don't want to be bothered with these extra security steps, and that makes them entirely vulnerable to this sort of social hacking. On the advice of my brokerage, I called my other banks and brokerages and told them what happened. And I called them all after I already logged into those accounts to see if there was any funny business going on. And everything appeared to be unchanged and safe. And then I changed all my login information and passwords and usernames and every other point of identification and contact that was possible. I also told the other banks and brokerages I didn't want to use my social security number to identify me or to be used as a point of confirming secure access or to reset anything. And every company had different means of cheating their standard ID process by social security number, and again, I wondered why these extra layers of protection are not universally employed across all accounts everywhere. Social security numbers are a really bad way of identifying people. Social security numbers are easily found, stolen, and corrupted. And once you've been corrupted and breached, and once those bad actors have your basic information, it all just becomes a timeless guessing game of when you'll be struck again and how hard they'll try to smash you. And so, my friend, diversification is important. Don't keep all your money or all your valuables in one place. Spread out your wealth. Make it hard to find the center of you. Have no honeypots. Create black holes from which there is no escape. And always remember that your banks and brokerages may not always have your back. But you can have your own back. And you can fight back by being a ghost demon. And moving in the background and watching and recording and being proactive. Make it harder to hit you. Harder targets aren't worth the time to crack against a soft underbelly. And why not now, before you've been breached, become one of the 1% who invoke these extra layers of security? Let the other 99% of lazy people get hacked and ripped off. Better them than you, right? Well, not really. We should all be better than the bad guys. And please know, the current online system of identification is broken. Email is not a good verifier because accounts can be stolen. SMS and telephone calls are simply problematic because your phone number is your weakest point of defense. And sure, you may have a PIN number and other precautions set in place, like SIM locking and port phrases. But if your phone company isn't as concerned about your phone number safety as you are, well then, the game is lost. Because once the SMS messages are redirected from you to the bad actor, you will have a difficult time trying to wrench back what once you owned. And yes, two-factor authentication is vital. Set it up everywhere you can. But it needs to be done with physical keys, if possible. I like YubiKey. YUBIKEY. And I use my key to log into every service online that supports that biometric identifier. We have locks for a reason, and keys must be impossible to purge or replicate. And don't forget to use a password manager that will help you use unique logins for every website you visit online. Variety is the key to your self-security. Never repeat a username or a password. And never use real words. Mix letters and numbers. Use made-up words that are passwords and usernames. And create words that make you laugh to help you remember and thwart those who may be up to no good against you. And, my dear friend, if you are hacked, and you will be, stay calm. Be resourceful. The banks and brokerages deal with this sort of identity theft every day, and they know what to do. Freeze all your credit. Make yourself safe. You just have to implore all of these service companies to harden every aspect of your online life with them, and they will gladly do it for you with your blessing. So bless them. Allow them to protect your back, because what's looming out there against you is dark and lost and looking for a warm home to destroy from the inside out. And they'll do it all gleefully and quietly, and all for a little bit of money and the delight of hurting someone they don't know, but someone they totally understand all too well. Thank you for listening. Be a human, me.